One day, the boss was eating lunch when his servant came to him and said, "I'm hungry. Please give me some food." The boss, irritated, replied, "I'm giving you 10 minutes. If you don't finish your work by then, you won't get any food." He threw a cloth toward him and ordered, "Go clean the cars." The boss's friend, who was sitting nearby, said, "He hasn't eaten for several days. You should give him something." Then the friend stood up and gave the servant some food himself. The boss, angry at this, said to his friend, "Why are you giving him food?" The frightened servant quietly took the cloth and moved aside. The boss, still angry, left his meal unfinished and walked away. When he went inside to eat later, the manager said to him, "That man hasn't eaten in days. You're being cruel to him." The boss replied harshly, "You don't need to interfere in my work." The manager said, "Then I'm going to help him myself." The boss warned, "If you try to help him, he won't get a single penny." Saw the servant working hard to clean the car and said, "I'm very satisfied with your work." She handed him some money, and the servant thanked her sincerely. Later, the boss took a food bag from his car and gave it to the servant. Inside were not only food, but also new clothes. The friend finally understood that the boss wanted to teach the servant the value of hard work. As the servant ate, the boss approached him, gave him 500 rupees and said, "This is your next month's salary. Keep working like this." The next day, the secretary came and shouted at the servant, "Who told you to clean cars here? You don't work here anymore. Get out." Just then the boss arrived and asked, "Why are you shouting?" The secretary replied, "Sir, this beggar was making money here, so I was driving him away." The boss went to the servant and said calmly, "Take these keys and clean my car." The secretary didn't realize that the boss himself had hired the servant. The boss's friend stepped in and said, "The boss has allowed him to work here. Don't insult him." A few days later, the boss called the servant and offered him money again, but the servant refused and said, "I don't want money. You've taught me the value of hard work and restored my self-respect. Now, I'm starting a new life." The boss smiled and said, "Always stay blessed." Years later, the boss and the manager were discussing how they owned two companies, but still hadn't made any profit. "How will people invest in our company like this?" Just then, the secretary came in excitedly and told the boss, "We have a new investor who's putting in 20 million rupees. She handed him the file, and everyone waited outside to meet the investor. As they waited, the doors opened, and to everyone's surprise, the investor walked in. It was the same servant from years ago. He smiled and said, "I'm the one who used to clean your cars. I always hoped to work with you one day, and that day has finally come. It's an honor to be your business partner, friends." The boss taught his servant the value of hard work, and the servant changed his life through self-respect. Share your thoughts in the comments, and share this video as much as possible so more people can give their opinions.